Okay, so welcome to the center court. I'm here with Carlos, and we're gonna talk about this match that just started. We have two Swedes. We have Gustav Eriksson and Albin Olsson from Örebro. It's Albin playing on forehand, and Gustav playing on the backhand.
From the other couple, we have Gaspar, 84 in the ball, in the forehand side as a left-hand player. And on the backhand side, we have Keisa Dom, and he's one of the, let's say, players of Qatar.
Yeah, I heard he was ranked number 2 in his home country. That's
Yes.
what he said. So, and I mean, we haven't gone that far in Qatar yet compared to Spain and maybe some other countries, South America and so on. But it's surely growing there.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, so I heard they played one tournament before together.
Yes, in Qatar.
In Qatar, that's right.
Yes. And the curious thing is his brother also is playing the tournament. He's playing with Gonzalo Rubio. Yeah, they're, as we know, Qatar is one of the names playing nowadays too. That will be the game.
Yeah.
I guess they're gonna pressure a lot Keisa Dom.
I guess so, yeah.
1-0.
And we have Gustav, who is ranked 29th in Sweden, and Albin is ranked 60th. And of course, over the last year, we had a pandemic, which made it difficult for the ranking to be running smoothly. So it's not always just to look at only the ranking, but there are for sure two promising young Swedish players that are playing a lot.
Yes, they are definitely the future of padel in Sweden.
And usually when you see one taller player and one little bit shorter, even if Gustav is not short, I assumed when I met them the first time that he was playing backhand, of course, Albin, the taller guy, but it's the other way around.
Yes, because Juha is putting a lot of time and work, and he started as a forehand player, but now I think he's determining a little bit more into the backhand. And he's not that short. It looks short, but he's quite tall actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's out. So Carlos, you spent some time in Sweden, right?
Yes, this is my 6th year in Sweden, and so far so good. I cannot complain. Maybe some more sun, but everything good.
Yeah, we're definitely in the better couple of months of the year in Sweden if you look at the weather.
Yes.
It just came to us here a few weeks ago, the better weather.
Okay. Oh.
Good repositioning, but a bit unlucky bounce for them.
Yes.
So what do you think of the outcome of this match? You think, of course, they're going to put pressure on Khalid a bit, the two Swedes, I guess, right?
Everything is going to pass through there to see how he can handle the pressure. Let's say he's the less experienced players of the four of them. So if he could keep the nervous, maybe a little tough matches, but I would say Gurra will be the winner. But we can see a really solid game. Ooh.
Yeah, he's done some good short shots that made it difficult, unexpected short shots. So he has a good measure for the height of the ball.
And also we have to understand also that Gurra and the both Swedish players are pretty young. So Gaspar is the one who has more experience here when it comes to competition. So I think it's going to be definitely tough match.
I also talked to Gaspar before, and I asked him, so how do you, if you have two paddle players and they are on pretty different levels, so how much do you try to cover for your teammate when you're the better player? But that can be a problem as well if he goes too much over to his side, right?
Exactly. He can come some also, but it two ways. You remove a little bit of confidence from your partner, but also you leave a lot of space over, so you can take it as much as your physique is there.
And also, what do you think he gives his teammate, what kind of information,
He's
how
giving,
would,
yeah, they're talking all the time, they're giving out of info. In Padel is really, really, really important to have a good communication, because normally when the player is looking to the ball, he cannot get the view of the other players. So we talk a lot in Padel about it.
And of course, it's always it's a good shot. The best rally of the game so far.
Yes, and I think it's going to be like that over the whole game. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah,
good point.
Good point. And we're building up the point. For those of you who haven't played that much Padel, it's so much about building up the point, isn't it, Carl?
Exactly. It's everybody thinks it's because it's a mix of tennis, but it's control and tennis. We cannot keep the high tempo all the time. We want to control, build the point until we have the chance.
Yeah, so it's game and 2-0 for the Swedes.
Yes.
They started this match really well and had the better shots. 2-0 and Albin to serve. Again, Khalid is showing good feeling for the short shots.
Yes.
And just giving Gustav a pretty difficult return, so 0-15.
Also, we need to understand for Gaspar, it's a little bit pressure in the sense that he cannot afford to have any mistakes, since so he might not display his more spectacular game at the moment.
Yeah, but especially not in the beginning of the match.
Exactly, you need to be sure that they're not playing, as you see, where they're playing really safe. It feels they're charging a little bit more the game to Gurra now.
Very good distance on that lob. Yeah, well played.
Really well played.
Yeah. When you're doing the lobs to get the distance, otherwise you give the opponent too much of a chance to put a good shot in.
That was a really good shot from Gustav Wilfrids. Really good shot. Yeah, lobs is a really, I would say, is the part, it's one of the most important shots. We see professional padel. Number 1 is lob, number 2 bandeja.
Yeah.
It's a really good tool to use. Nice ball to Juha from the middle. 3-0.
Yeah, they're playing really well, and they got into this match really good, and I'm sure Gaspar and Khalid will get into it more.
Yes. They're playing really solid, no enforced errors.
And so what do you think of this Ultimate Padel here in Upplands Väsby, Stockholm?
What I want to say, I'm the sport here, so I will say it's amazing.
Yeah.
But we are putting a lot of effort to try to bring padel to the next level, not only facility-wise, sport-wise too. So I think, but it's not only. I mean, Sweden is bringing padel to the next level itself when it comes to arenas and all that. So we're really happy to host the tournament here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What brought you to Sweden?
My wife.
Yes. Good. And then luckily padel has been growing, and padel is kind of your sport.
So I was competing in junior in the high level, and then I dropped it a little bit for studying and became a coach. And when I moved, there was not so much padel, but suddenly it started booming again. So I would say there's no best place to be with padel right now.
Sweden is the place?
One of the top, yes.
Yeah.
Italy and Sweden, one of the top at the moment.
Yeah, it's really great to see the explosion of padel in Sweden, and we're coming into the summer as well. I know that most padel players prefer on a pro level to play indoors. Is that the same for you? Or?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is different. The thing is with the indoors, there's no sun, there's no wind. It's like playing in a laboratory. Everything is perfect, let's say.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, so you can play a little bit more on the limit. But when the climate start playing a little bit, a bit of wind or some things like that, the paddle becomes completely different. Temperature also.
Yeah.
So I would say both. Wow, that was a really good one.
Nice distance.
Nice change from
well
the front.
read.
Yes.
So Gustav is has a good feel for the game for sure, and
Yes.
the higher ranked of the two. But I think they complete each other pretty well.
And to be frankly, Juha in the last, let's say, 4 months has put a lot of effort in the gym. He's grown bigger.
Yeah.
And also playing wise.
So do you know these guys from before?
Yeah, absolutely. Every time he comes to Stockholm, we try to train a little bit, and I can see a huge progression in the last months.
Nice angle there. They're playing well. He gets a bit frustrated, Gaspar, and they go from 30-0 to 30-40, and a lot of pressure on them now.
Yeah, they cannot afford another break.
That's the game, and Gaspar needs to give his partner some love, and so he doesn't lose his spirit. So you were saying Gustav, who's also called Gurra among you. You've been training them a bit.
A few times, but what we do is every time he comes to Stockholm, as I told you, we're trying to bring also international coaches. Every time we have something special. Ooh, that was really close.
Yeah, a really good reaction there when he saw it going out. And the last tournament was last weekend here in Stockholm on the Swedish Padel Tour, and we were in Haninge, and there were no run-out areas. But here it's good run-out areas, right?
Yes, and it's a big difference in the game when you don't have run-out, especially when you have players. Let's say Swedish players, because not most of them are really tall.
Yeah.
Grab ball. You feel like the court has become much more smaller.
Yeah. It was funny. I read the I don't know how you call that in English, but when Cayetano Rocafort said his favorite shot is what we just saw. Is when you get the position to knock it and just hit it over the back.
That's the best feeling when you know that that point is done.
Yeah. Not even giving the opponent a chance. And that's one of the parts that I thought when I started playing a few years ago. I haven't played that much, but just to start to learn where to be on the field when someone is hitting a good smash on you. If you go up there in the front, you're going to win the ball probably.
Yes.
But in the beginning, everyone is running backwards, and then they turn around and run forward again.
Yes. Yeah. Or that also is not only about how you hit it, is where the ball goes after the glass.
Yeah.
Sometimes a smash can be not good for yourself. Really nice lob.
It's a bit long. It's easy. This is a tricky shot when you're turning around too fast.
Yes.
What should you think, Carlos, when you are rotating like that? What should you be at the same pace as the ball, or what are you?
The idea is that I mean, it depends also a lot on if it's double glass or single glass, but always try to the first part of the rotation. You don't care. You care the last part when you are gonna hit the ball. So that means try to make the rotation fast on the spot always, not around the ball. So when the ball is, when you are already on the way to hitting, you are there a few seconds before.
Right.
If done too fast or a little bit late, so you speed up too much the racket. Bravo. Really, I feel they're feeling really comfortable now.
Nice. Very nice.
Yes.
Really
nice.
That's beautiful.
Really good. Really. And let's see when the pandemic is over. Let's see if all these young players can go again to tournaments.
Yeah.
And we don't stop the growing.
Yeah, 40-40.
Yeah.
You can see the experience of Gaspar in those. Ah, that's a good save.
That was a really nice save.
And
Oh, that was so hard. That was a sort of. He couldn't. That was close.
yeah. And of course, the rules for those. I'm going to ask some questions to you, Carlos, for
Yes.
those who are not that experienced. The rules at the net with your paddle or with your body. If you touch it, the ball is over, right?
Yes, you cannot touch the net. You cannot.
But you can reach over the net with your paddle.
Over the net, yes, if the ball is coming from your glass.
Ah.
So if the ball is coming from the other glass, you cannot. You have to wait until it comes to your side. But yeah.
It's a little bit short.
He's taking it.
Oh, bravo! Khalid's best point for the day. Very.
To close the game. That
And
was
also,
really good.
yeah, great.
That was a
point.
great ball.
We want to see that in the rerun. Look at him running out there and get the perfect angle. So well done on Khalid. Good for them to get the first
Yes,
game
I
in the
think he
bag.
need to have some confidence. That would be a good punch for him.
Yeah. So, if we're talking about Gaspar, what do you know about him from before?
84 in the world. John Promise. He's coming originally from the Starview Academy in Madrid. Now, recently he moved to Sweden, so he's located living in Sweden. And future of Padel also, young player, left-handed, really good technique, and also player that want to be in Sweden, so he will play the SPT as soon as he's open. So, and yeah, great player, great person, professional.
Compared to what we've seen in Sweden earlier, we've seen Cayetano Rocafort as the best player together with Simon Vasquez. They've been not dominant throughout all the time, but we have some other Knutsson Windahl and so on. But why would you compare him to Simon and Cayetano skill-wise?
He's at the same level, skill-wise. They have different paddle. Let's say Jose Gaspar is a little more less with the hand, more with the technique, the body, the positioning. Cayetano play a little bit much better or a little bit better with the hand. But level-wise, same level. So when I will say SPT is gonna grow in level a lot in the next year and a half. With the new Swedish players, some Spanish players coming here too. So really looking forward actually.
Yeah. And I guess also for good players that can be instructors. I know he talked a little bit about coming to Sweden and being a paddle instructor as well.
Yes, he's actually the image, not the instructor, is more the image of Enco.
Enco, yeah.
Absolutely. So he will be giving some classes, but his main focus in his career and playing wise. But in the next months, we're gonna experience a lot of new players and new coaches coming to Sweden. That I think is really positive for the growth of the sport, to get more knowledge.
Yeah, and since the boom of paddle here is also creating a lot of new players in Sweden, a lot of people wants to, and of course, what are the basics? If you have a player who just played 3 or 4 times and want to have a lesson, what would you say to them? What are the most important things to think about when you start playing paddle?
The most important things to play in paddle. Oh, that's a
big question.
It's a big question. It's a big question.
Sometimes we talk about you need to have patience when you play.
For example, exactly. One thing that I experienced from the players is, for example, when the ball rebounds from the glass. That is when the ball comes without glass, more or less everybody can manage. But with glass, everybody starts having a lot of problems. As you said, patience. The ball, it looks like they're getting better. Patient, a lot of mobility with the feet, and don't try to play to the limit each ball.
Right.
The main goal in paddle is to pass the ball over and over and over.
is
41, 43, 15.
And we see for sure since the break there, they've been getting growing in confidence, and
Yes,
they have.
yes, it looks like Gaspar is looking a little bit more with the power smash.
Yeah.
And that definitely gonna be a little bit more determinant.
Yeah.
40, 30 points. Yes, it's gonna be really pushing.
That's a bit long. So we get to golden point and we get 40-40. And they ask to get the serve on Albin. 40-40, very important point in the match. 5-1 will be pretty decisive, but 4-2 they have only one break to take. Look at that, very good.
Really good bowling.
Well done, Khalid. Can he get some applause from his Swedish opponents as well? So 2 straight games, huh?
Feels like, I mean, still they need to still working on, but it feels they're getting him back a little bit. And that's the point in Padel. You need to keep the concentration really much. In tennis, you are yourself, so maybe you can come in and out easier. But when you have a couple, it's better to. It's really hard to have a. That was.
That's the net. That's net.
You rush too much into these things.
So I think one really important thing is to move your feet, because I see in myself and also other players I haven't played that much, you stop too early. You gotta get in position, like in any racket sport.
Yes, but in Padel we always do like, for example, in high competition and even in amateur, we train with rubber bands in the feet. In tennis we have a big standing opening because we want to run fast right or left.
Yeah.
But in Padel we want small adjustments. It's always small steps, smaller steps, smaller steps. So there's never an extra step in Padel.
I think he gets that. This one, well done, Gura.
Really good.
Yeah. So you say he's 20 now. Albin is 19. So
coming from tennis, as we could see above 2 hands backhand.
Yeah.
That it's going to be a shot of the future, since most of the players are confident.
Well done. Well done, Khalid. So not trying to cheer for any special player, but it's always nice to see. Oh, is that live? Yes, it is. Excellent ball. Perfect in the corners.
Yes.
That's nice.
Okay. Feels a little bit on the shoulder.
Yeah. It's the perfect shot is when it gets right in the corner, right? Because it's tricky to read it.
Yeah, if you can get the ball close to the edge, it's hard to read if it's going to go left or right.
Yeah.
That's always suggestion. Always prepare for the ball that goes back to left.
Yeah, and it's always good to check what kind of spin the opponent put the ball on, so you know if it's going to bounce a little bit extra. If you have a bajada, for example, you know it's going to bounce a little bit less.
Yes, but and here we need to understand different spins. It's not the same as bandeja from
backward.
No, we have Jose Gaspar lefty.
Yeah.
So the effect that he put on the ball, or the spin he put on the ball, is the opposite as normally you got.
Yeah.
So then the rebounds in the glass is the opposite as normally. There's not so many lefty players.
You're right.
So the spin is the other way around.
So I saw in the Swedish Padel Tour this weekend in Haninge, we saw some teams that have a lefty and right hand.
Yes.
And what are the advantages of having left and right on the field?
That both, as you could see here, the both Swedish players, only Yuka and Gura can go into the middle.
Yeah. For
the overheads. Yeah. The other one need to displace himself. If not, he will get a backhand, and there both has the middle cover with the forehand side.
So would you say it's usual that
the optimal? That would be the optimal.
Yeah, that the lefty is playing forehand square.
Lefty forehand always, and that gives you a big advantage. Lima, always. For example, if you could, we can talk a little bit history Padel. Juan Martin has played 90%. No, Juan Martin, Bella. Yeah. Always lefty.
Yeah.
So besides now, but it gives a big advantage.
One red light on here. I think he's really improved his game over here just in this first set.
Yes.
So he's been playing really good now. Yeah, it's alive. Good point. Good point. And it was a golden point as well. So they're taking 3 straight games, huh?
Mm-hmm. It feels that they're back. Now they have serve. Gurra, it feels a little bit with his shoulder. Hopefully he don't have nothing. As I said, part of the game. If you just lose your concentration, 1-2 balls, they take it back.
And it's so much you're playing in the momentum, because if you have a good spirit in your team and you win a few balls and the other team is kind of hanging their heads a bit, you're in a good spot to just keep going.
For the players that like to see World Padel Tour, and you see most of the players are Argentinian and Spanish, we shout a lot in general. But in Padel, as you see when they say vamos and all that, it's also to get a little bit into the mind of your opponent. You know, as long as you keep it professional.
If you would have some kind of, I saw some, Johan Brunström had an injury and they asked for like a recess, like a break to be able to check for injury.
Yes.
How long, how does the rules work there?
Maximum is 15 minutes.
You can ask for, can I have a...
Yes.
And once, I guess.
Yes. No, you can ask first, but then if the second time, you need to go out from the court. Then you need to go to the restrooms and then they treat you there.
Yeah, okay, I see.
Because if you can just call, it could be used as a little bit of strategy. So the second time you need to go out and you get caught, if you could say.
Yeah. So 3-4, and after 4 straight games for the Swedes. You have Khalid Sadoun Al-Kouari, who's in serve, and uses that option.
Yes.
So this is the round of 32 here at the FIP, and they are playing good save on Gaspar. Well played.
That was really good.
Wow, really good. I think Gaspar was a little bit frustrated in the beginning, but now it's just...
I think he's now feeling more loose and with more confidence. As I said, it's not easy when maybe your partner is not the top of it. Oh, that was really good ball from Gurra.
And Gurra is there as well. Wow, spectacular ball.
Oh,
well done. Nice pick.
Really good ball from Gurra.
Yeah.
Really good running.
So 30 nil.
Crucial point here.
Very high.
The good of high lobs, as long as you don't have LeBron in front.
It's long.
Yeah.
It's long. Yeah. As long as you don't have LeBron in front.
That they get a little bit tough to smash.
Yeah.
So he was really conservative with the bandeja.
Yeah. Albin to win a game back soon, because otherwise this might run away for them if they just keep losing the games.
Yeah, but they still. I mean, now they just recover the serve, so at the moment it will not be a disaster to lose this one, of course. But it will be actually,
Next
as
game
you
is
said, the next one is the crucial.
Yeah, but they have the chances. It's a really important part of this first set. They have 30-30.
Yes.
So this could be the decider for this.
Absolutely.
If they
that was really good ball.
Nice distance, and they celebrate that one. So 30-40, and I remember I talked to David in the Swedish Padel Tour. We said when it's 30-40, you have 1+1 break balls, because you have one own break ball and then it's golden point. So double chances.
The garden point has changed a lot the dynamics. At the beginning, people, especially players, didn't like it so much, but I think it gives extra spicy to the game.
Yeah, definitely. It's you get to test your nerves a bit when you get to the golden point. And some instructions from Gaspar to Khalid.
Yes.
30-40. It's perfect just before the back glass.
He feels really comfortable also.
Yeah,
calm. Really calm in defense.
Excellent shot.
Oh,
that's well played. Patience is the key here.
Yes. And he feels really, really comfortable. So that's.
Yeah, you could imagine that you come and play with a much better player. You played once before in the tournament, and like you have to prove yourself.
FIP gold.
Yeah.
So yes.
And they ask for always in the golden point. It's the opposing team that decides who's going to return the serve.
Yes.
And Albin is the one to return the serve this time. It's wrong.
Really good volley. That's a typical volley as a backhand player. When you get a backhand, what to do with them? Fence.
Down into the fence, and it was really low as well. So
it was a really good one.
Yeah, it's a very small chance that it's going to bounce enough for Khalid to be able to save it. And very hard to read as well if you find that angle.
Fence always gives a lot.
So 5-3 in the first set. So the first.
They should be able to close it in this one if they continue with the dynamics.
That's a good shot. Very good shot.
And everybody's playing really conservative. We are not seeing a lot of power smash. You could say.
And it's also because both teams are avoiding that kind of play, that gives the opponent the opportunity to find the power smash.
Yes, also. Yeah, that would be good actually.
So 30-0. 2 balls from the first set. That's a good shot.
That was a really nice.
It's out. Yeah, a little bit of frustration from Khalid. They have 4 chances to take down the first set. It's been a little bit a roller coaster ride here with Eriksson Olsson starting out really strong and then being able to, and there it is. So 6-3 in the first set. No, because it was four straight games first, and then it was almost 4 straight games back.
Yes.
But they just managed to break that to 5-3 and then serve it home. So what is Gaspar saying to Khalid right now, you think, when he wants to instruct him a little bit on what they should think of?
To be frankly, the most important thing for Khalid is to not make errors. They are putting, let's say, 70% of the game for him. So try to manage to don't make unforced errors. It looks easy to say, but normally 1, 2, 3, 4 unforced errors gives you the 2 games that they lost.
Yeah.
But he's actually playing good.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
But Gurra, they're both these players are really close to the net. They're really solid, so it's not easy to pass them.
Because at the same time, when you shouldn't make any unforced errors, you must not shoot them too easily to their opponents, so they can.
Exactly. Sometimes when we go into this safe mode, we forget to put enough pressure in the lobs, in the volleys, and then we start leaving stiff. So it has to be a mix.
Yeah. It's an interesting first match. We're going to have Padel the whole day here in Ultimate Padel in Upplands Väsby. The second match will be a Spanish couple, Mauro Agustin Salandro and Sebastian Mauricio Munoz Mar against the two Swedish players, Isaac Beckman and Max Björkman. And they will start at 12 o'clock in 1 hour and 20 minutes. So the first set goes to the Swedish couple. Okay, so here we go.
Non-enforceable.
It's a tricky shot that comes very close to the net.
Yes, and he tried to close it too early.
It's a bit forced from Albin. And of course, when you're playing against a lefty and a righty, it's a little bit trickier to find the space between the players, right?
Yes.
Because they have a better cover for the center shot.
For the bandeja, so the lobs needs to be a little more angle. Same for the no easy lobs, maybe with power smash.
That's a high one. It's a little bit too high.
That's the problem to play indoors sometimes, even though it's high.
But it's a very nice ceiling area, ceiling distance here. So, so this is a good paddle arena. Ambitious
shot, yes.
Yeah.
But as we talked before with the non-force errors, one volley, then trying to finish in the net, one drop shot, and they lost the game.
Yeah. So first game to Gaspar Alcovari in the second set. That was a quick game. They're going straight into the next one. And it's Gustav Eriksson, who is on the serve.
Nice drop there.
What about the instructions for someone who hasn't played that long? When thinking about coming forward to the net, what should the distance be?
I will suggest 1.5 meters from the net. More than where to place yourself is where not to place yourself. Most of the players like to be between the white line and let's say 2 meters in front.
Yeah.
They are all the time around there.
Yeah.
That's where the ball bounces.
Yeah.
So then you get the ball in your feet.
Yeah.
So that's the area you should have. Behind the white line or
2 meters in front of it, maybe.
From the net 2 meters back. That's the area you want to be. But between that and the white line, that's where many players stand. You shouldn't not. And move as a group.
Right.
Better to move as a group.
It's like a group of tourists who move together. Right?
Exactly. Even though in World Padel Tour you see that they move however they want. Oh, that was a really good kick from Gurra.
It's so nice to see when you hit the ball with the right hit, and you get that kick out, and it wasn't even specifically hard, the hit, but it's enough to get it over the fence.
Yes. Technique in that shot is key.
40-0. Nice field for the back glass there. Really nice shot from Khalid.
He's gonna go for it and we're gonna take it as a drop shot.
Oh, that's a great technique. Delicacy.
Yes.
That you maybe can afford when you have 40-0 up and you want to put a nice shot.
Yeah, I know, but he really good. He really good.
Yeah,
and not the best choice to go for the power smash. Parallel.
Right. It's better to put it down in the corner or maybe a bandeja.
For the kick or bandeja, but parallel, Gurra was there already.
Yeah.
But really good definition from him.
1-all. Tricky, good serve from Khalid there, and tricky to retire one when it's so close to the glass. But it's also good instructions for someone who wants to start to serve better, who played for a while.
Serve for a while, for example. I mean, first get better at the technique, but the most important thing to make a long serve.
A long serve.
Many players look for power in the serve, but we need to understand that we cannot hit higher on the waist. So long distance, so then you have time to approach the net. more than
And also mix a bit central and the corner.
Yes, but have a good dominance of the serve to the glass.
Yeah.
The middle more to surprise. Ooh, that was
that's
a really tight and good.
Didn't get the rotation. I wasn't in the perfect spot for it, but I also knew they had to do something good with it. Otherwise, they had to cover on the net.
Yes. And also we need to understand that both Swedish players are really tall.
Yeah.
Then it's not easy to get
And that one, he won't reach. It was nice to see the run out from Albin there, but when you get out there, what should you? Because if you just put it in the center, it's going to be over in the next.
It depends a lot how it comes, and the problem, not the problem, when you get a kick from a backup player, like Gaspar, lefty, from the forehand side, sorry, when you're running out, you get the ball in a weird position. It's not that easy. When you run from the backhand side wall or the door, it's much easier. So there, when you get out in the forehand side, you normally can just place it in.
Yeah.
When you get out in the backhand side, as we could see a lot, and as you had it before, Khalil did before, try to smash it in.
Yeah. And it's also.
But the ball from Albin was really good. It's not easy to get it from the forehand side.
Right. And if you get it in, and if you have a time to have a choice, you should try to get it back.
Low back, exactly.
Yeah. Low back in the corner.
Exactly. Then you have time to retake again.
30 and Khalid's third. It's a tricky distance there. It's
yes.
to be on the white line, right?
Yes, smash. But that's the point. When power smash flat, when you are from the middle court forward, but when you start getting lobs, let's say middle court back, then is when you need to start using the kick. That was a really nice serve.
So the serve at the golden point made them win the point, and they go 2-1 up in the second set.
Interesting.
It's a good match now.
Yes.
It started out a bit one-sided, I think, and surprisingly well for the Swedes, maybe, but now it's a very even match.
Yes, absolutely, yes. Looks Gaspar has a little bit more confidence.
It's going to be round 32 in this tournament today. Tomorrow it's a round of 16, and then on Friday we have 4 quarterfinals. On Saturday there will be semifinals, 2 of them of course, and the final is on Sunday. So there are some players that we're looking forward to later on today. We have at 2 o'clock today we have Simon Vasquez playing with Javier Garrido Gomez, and against a Spanish team Alberto Molina Dominguez and Ivan Da Fonte Navas. Is that correct?
Yes.
And also at 6 o'clock for the Swedish viewers, we have Jonas Björkman, the Swedish tennis pro from before, who is also the captain of the men's team in the Padel. He's playing with Cayetano Rocafort against Jorge Neto Ruiz and Juan Martin Diaz.
Yes.
That's 6
really
o'clock.
Interesting match.
That's going to be something to look forward to.
Maybe some players, Juan Martin is one of the legends of Padel, so it's going to be nice to see.
And also, I've seen Björkman playing before, and of course, if you know anything about tennis, you know who Jonas Björkman is. And I saw him, I think he was in Nybro, he was playing when Brunström was injured, he played with Anton Andersson, he played really well.
Yes.
He's a very good paddle player as well. See how much he's, if his body is up for a long three-setter, huh?
Exactly. And we have Coqui Nieto, Juan Martin partner. He's the fastest guy on earth.
Is he?
He ran every ball wherever he needs.
Yeah?
Yes.
Excellent.
So I think it's going to be really nice match to see. Absolutely.
Good. 15 all. Difficult shot. I think they win the ball.
Yeah, it was out. It was out.
It was out. could see that on the bounce. It was very low. If it goes first in the floor, you see it comes up a bit more.
Yes, over the waist. And also sometimes the spin can give you a little bit of detail.
15-30. It's tricky to read, but the smash was so low that it didn't climb so much, right? It didn't have that kick on it, right?
It was flat. So then he was looking more for a fast reaction from the glass more than height.
Yeah. It's nice for this rookie putting him to the test, Albin, there. So.
Yes. They were putting a little bit more to Juha. Now they are looking for a little bit more, maybe in order for him to play more cross to Gaspar.
Yeah, so 30-40 and the chance to break and go up with the 3-1 up. For a moment in the second set, of course. It's like the perfect length when you get it, and it just doesn't go over. Because if it would have gone over, Khalid probably would take it.
Yes.
So it was twice in a row now. He had that perfect angle on them. Okay, 40-40,
super important ball.
Yeah, super important ball, and it's a golden point. Let's see who has the best nerves, best patience. Yeah, well done by the Swedes, and going to 2-2 in the second set.
This gives a little bit, a lot of confidence for both of them in the second set.
Serving, nice shot. Yeah, very good. And the distance is perfect.
You see, that's the point. If you don't normally have a lefty there, he will be doing backhand.
Yeah.
So then you are not. Yeah, it doesn't need to be that good ball. But,
it's going to probably not force, but it's well read by Albin. Very good. Yeah, well read.
Really, really good.
So it's going to be, if you're playing against a team with a lefty, do you think you're going to play it more straight down to the corner when you get the chance instead of trying the cross between the players?
No, but you need to be careful, especially when you are in defense there in attack, where to place the lobs. It doesn't really matter if it's a good lob, but when it comes to volleys, there, you see there,
yeah.
If it will be forehand, you will have a forehand volley. So it feels easy, but if you're not get used to play with lefty players, it becomes quite tricky actually.
Really good reaction
yes,
from
Gaspar
after the bounce from the net. That's going to be tough. Ooh. Important to watch your head there.
Yes, we have the protections though.
Yeah.
But he's really tall, maybe.
Yeah. Almost have to bend his head when he's
to go in
past.
under. Yes.
And they manage to they put it out, so
yes,
it's Gaspar Cuare wins that game. Yeah, it's a nice match, entertaining match now, and as you said, it's not that much power shots.
No, they're. I think everybody. It's first match, first time, especially for the Swedish to play a FIP ball. So I guess trying to make unforced errors, but they're playing really solid. Looking for the ball when it comes. Until then, building up. I would say really solid.
Yeah, so you've been a trainer now for quite a while, right?
Yes. Yes.
No competitions for you?
No. My competitions were already in the past. Now yeah. I'm a coach and running an academy here in Ultimate, and yeah. Only for fun. Competition only for fun.
Yeah. What would you say if there would be like, no offense, but a senior tour, like people who've been around for a while?
Yeah. That could be interesting. Absolutely, that's for sure. But not with these animals. They're really
Yeah, of course.
They're out of
they're out of your league when it comes to competition?
No, but physique-wise,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, of course.
I mean, you need to understand that these guys are training. All of the guys we have here and in the FIP, they are training full time. That's what they do for living. So technique-wise, no problem. But I mean, we could see Gaspar and the Swedish players also. I mean, they're fit, really fit. And Padel is really, it feels really calm, but it's quite tough for the body.
Yeah, and I also think one really important thing is to remember that when you play for a while and you're getting tired, you're also getting tired in your head, and it's more difficult to find the best solutions, right?
Yes, exactly. That's true.
2-3 when Gustav Eriksson, Gurra is serving. Is a okay try. I think if he wouldn't have taken that, maybe Gaspar would have the opportunity to take it up.
I think he broke the racket.
He broke the racket there.
Yes.
I haven't seen that in I've been to 4 tournaments now this year on Swedish Padel Tour. I haven't seen that break a racket. What happens when you break a racket?
You change it. Right
Yeah,
away.
but what happened to the
No,
racket?
I mean the frame. He was touching the frame, so probably it is not normal as long as you don't hit with the
tense moments in the match. Very good.
Yes, all of them are doing it really, really well.
Patience, is it long? No, it just bounces down there.
Oh!
Wow.
That's really, really, really good.
Yeah, it's nice. He got the fence bounce and then it kind of tricked Khalid.
Especially parallel, that's parallel is not easy to make. Really, really, really.
Golden point, and it's Gaspar that says he wants to return the serve. Not unexpected. Oh, nice shot. Very nice shot from Albin. Oh, you see that?
Save it, both balls.
That was a statement, I would say. It's a 4-4.
Yes.
And we will look at it again here in the rerun. And you can see that he's really waiting to disguise his shot very long and then finally put it straight. That's an important key to playing good paddle, is to disguise your shots for your opponents, of course, as long as you can. Red by Albin. Delicate volley duel.
Yes.
0-15. Return shot from Mogura. It's really great defense from Khalid. That's a good reaction to yeah. So when you're attacked like that, where should you hold your paddle? You know, like
in the volley, always up.
If you stand it like Khalid did there, and he held the paddle in the right position apparently as he saved it.
Normally, and that's a technique that, for example, Juan Martin does a lot, that we will see today or during this tournament, because he likes to play really close to the net. He's just choose backhand, you know?
Yeah, like a shield.
Backhand.
Like a shield, right?
Like a shield backhand, so if they play you to the forehand side, you use backhand too. Then you only have to think about one option.
Nice shot from Khalid, building up the point.
Ooh.
That's great athleticism from Albin, who finds the right angle and jumps to it.
The importance to be over 190.
Yeah. So you should thank your parents probably to get that quality. 30 all. It's one of those really tricky. What would be the right decision there, to wait for the bounce or attack it a bit more to take it before the ball?
But I mean, it was really nice. And as I said, back and play.
Well done by Gaspar Alcovari. They take it down to 5-4 and take the is in front here now.
Yes, they put the pressure back into the Swiss players now.
Yeah, and we have let's see that last ball again. Good serve from Gaspar, and I think the key shot is there.
Yes, a little bit short lob.
Yeah,
maybe.
the lob was too short, and he knew that. If you're putting that shot in, you're going to lose a point many times if you put the lob that short. You need to get at least down to the white line, right?
That would be the optimum.
Yeah, and of course, I watched Jon Larsson this week, and I was so amazed by him on the Swedish Padel Tour here on Padel Television. I think it was like 15 shots in a row. He put them like two inches from the back screen, and I mean, it must have done a lot of practice of that.
Yes.
All the lobs went like, let's say 10 centimeters out from the back glass, and that was so impressive.
Exactly. The top is to put it there or right in the corners.
Yeah.
To get the less angle or rebound from the glass so they cannot be attacked you.
And the higher you hit them, the more difficult it is to get room for the paddle between the glass and the ball, right?
Yes,
If you don't have a swing, it's just going to be tricky.
Exactly. Let's see now.
5-4 and Khaled. Let's see. It's Gora who will serve, and if they can break it, it's is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, we go to 5-5 and 6-6 will be a tiebreak.
Uy, uy, uy. Delicatessen.
Wow, and it leads to a win.
Delicatessen.
Wow, really nice from Khalid. You don't have the confidence to shoot that shot before you had a lot of experience.
Yes.
So first you do a beautiful shot like that, and then you turn around and do a not so good shot.
Yes. Importance and consistency.
Tricky distance there, and also important to read the shot and get in position and follow the ball, as you said before.
Yes.
So to follow the rotation in a nice pattern, so you can hit the ball at the right moment. That's a nice shot.
Ooh, try also
we get a lot of credit to Khalid because he gets maybe 70–80% of the shots against him.
Yes.
So Spar doesn't have the chance to shine so much.
Also, yeah, exactly, and also it's hard when you don't get so much balls to keep the intensity in the game.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of moving on. Ooh, that was really good.
Yeah, and it's out, and they go 5-5, and the pressure back, you could say.
Yes. Let's see. This is going to be a crucial game.
Yeah. It's very important for Khalid to be able to hold the serve now. It's long. That's a good smash. He just gave it up. He thought that if it touches the fence or the side glass, I get a chance on it. Otherwise, just give it up. The kick was too strong, so he had to be climbing the snap. And you're not allowed to, right?
No. You cannot. Your side, no, jumping. You not. Also, you cannot touch. You cannot touch the opponent's side. Yeah. Your side, yes.
Well played by Albin.
They didn't call it out. Oh.
Unforced error.
Unforced error, but he was really good.
He was trying to just get it just over the net, which is usually the good thing. But
to the kids.
30-15.
Nice low. You see, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
high, low, back, low bounce.
Shield from Khalid. Oh, he reaches that. Is it live? Yes. Khalid is covering really well for the Spar. Excellent ball.
Yes.
Oh, did you see
that defense?
There?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's frustrating ball for the Swedes, but a really good ball, huh?
Yes, really good ball. Absolutely.
Amazing movement from Gaspar and Khalid.
How he stopped right in front of the net.
Yeah, they're almost out of the cage, both of them, and jump straight in. So well done, and a bit of a lucky bounce. 40-15. Nice. Going for the lob, excellent lob. Opening up for building the point. As you say, it's difficult if you stand there and become a bit cold almost.
Yes,
like you stand there, watch your teammate just hitting and running and hitting.
And they normally don't give you the good balls. They give you the when they're gonna try to push, they push to you. So
yeah. So you always have the tricky shots.
We call it in Spain ponerlo en la nevera, put it on the fridge.
Put it on the fridge. I
Yes,
think.
that's gonna put him in the fridge.
Yeah.
It means no balls to him. Nice, man.
They go up to 40-40, and it's a very good comeback in this game. And they have a golden point, and they point towards Albin.
Yes.
Albin is going to
They
return
took
the
it
serve.
back from a 14-15.
40-40. It might be, we say in tennis, they used to say a small match ball.
Yes.
But
Yes,
of course it isn't. But if they break here and win this ball, they have a very good chance to win this match.
yes. They will serve to close the game. The set.
With a
Ooh, nice love.
tricky shot from Khalid, really good
That ball
one.
is gonna get caught.
That's tight. Oh, it's very patience is important here. Nice shot. Ah, what a good return from Kaspar. Oh, what a well played point. That was a really strong point. Well played by both
Really,
players.
really, really good.
And they managed to save it, and even if they lost a few balls in row there, so 6-5.
Yes. The importance of the golden point.
Yeah.
How it changed the whole dynamic of the game.
Yeah. And now instead the pressure is on Gura and Albin to hold their serve, and we will get to a tie break. If they break it, it's going to be one set each, and we're going into the third set. Well, how long are usually, what is the longest match you played for 3 sets?
2.5.
2.5. But then you didn't have the golden point, of course. No.
The golden point is and 2.5 in Padel makes long.
Yeah, you wouldn't play 2.5 hours if you have played with golden point. That's very rare, I think.
They do it to make it more dynamic, to sort it out.
Yeah, a little bit. And put more pressure on you.
Yes.
And if you play like without golden point, one game can go on for 40 minutes.
Exactly, yes. Or even 50. Imagine you have a game of 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
You still have 12 to go, or 11 to go.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a good invention, I think, for especially for broadcasted paddling.
Yes. And he's going for the ball.
Yeah. 6-5. So the first set to Eriksson Olsson, 6-3, and now it's 6-5 for Kaspar Alcoari in the second set, and Albin to serve. Yeah, that's it. 0. Good angle as well. Wow, he has some good shots in his toolbox.
Yes, yes. They're really calm, so sometimes he makes a good surprise.
Chance to hit a good shot back if he lets it bounce.
That was a good trick.
15-30. It's a bit long, right?
Yes, it was long for 1 centimeter.
So they have the 2+1 set points.
Yes, 2+1 set points. It's
15-40. A lot of pressure on Albin Olsson and Gustav Eriksson.
first ball out.
Yeah, first ball saved.
Yes.
Nice shot from Gura.
And we could see Gura to make a
signal for him.
Signal for where to serve.
Bounces just before the backlash. See how
you could feel the pressure now for
the shot and the win the set, and it's 1-1.
We're going to go to the third set.
Good for the match, good for the entertainment, and we have one more set to go.
Yes.
Who do you think looks the strongest at the moment?
It changes per moments, I will say. It's pretty tight. It looks like the Swedish couple has could keep the level more or less up all the time. This has one small bump in the first set. But I would say 50-50 at the moment.
I would say so too. Usually when you come from a win in the second set, you have the momentum and you're in an advantage to win the third as well.
Yes, that's why I believe FIFA take a longer break.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to make the breakings are really important.
Yeah.
You have the time there, so it can give you advantage. Mentally, let's say Gaspar will be stronger for the third set, but 50-50 game-wise.
Yeah, and at the same time, I think the Swedes are a little bit more, I would say, stable. They're playing more or less with not so much difference, while Gaspar and Khalid sometimes play fantastic and a little bit worse.
Exactly.
So they're going a little bit more up and down. And if they're playing at their best, I think Khalid and Gaspar will win. If Khalid continues to defend as well as he did sometimes during the second set.
Yes, I would say so. I will be there with the second.
Thank you very much for assisting me here in the commentators booth.
You're welcome.
And hopefully we see you back here later on, and you come back and talk a little bit about the matches throughout the day, okay?
Absolutely. See you soon.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Ciao.
He has a class at 11:30, and it's Gaspar who is serving 15 all. It's a little bit short, the return of that serve, so 30-15. Well in the third set, in the beginning of the third set, going up to 40-15, and usually, as we said, coming from the second set, you have a little bit of an advantage, a good energy in your team. We'll see if it's going to go up and down a little bit again, like it did in the first set, where the Swedes took the first 4 sets, and then the other, Gaspar and Khalid took three coming games. It's 40-30. Good serve from Gaspar, and they take down the first game of the third set. And it's Gurra, Gustav Eriksson, to serve. Khalid has really stepped up his game throughout the match. He's really playing well right now. Tricky shots to defend. Well done by Gurra. Take down that point. perfect for Albin there, and they go up to 30-30. Again, Albin is struggling a little bit with his overhead shot at the moment. 30-40 on the break point. Good serve from Gura. Good follow-up volley. Putting pressure on Khalid. Wow. Good save from... And it goes out. What a great serve from Khalid. It was almost a collision there. And well done from Khalid and Gaspar to take down that break. And they go to 0. And Gaspar can knock it out because the bounce on the fence is perfect. Wow, very tricky ball. This is Padel at its best, isn't it? Good ball. It's a lot of technique next to the fence. It's small stop balls, and both Gaspar and Gura is showing their excellent speed and technique. Shot from Khalid. Back to 30-15. I would say Khalid is playing really well right now. Length from Gustav. Opening up for Gaspar. Shoots a good maneja towards the body of Albin, and it's enough to go to 40-15 and 3 chances to take down the third game and go 3-0 up. It's long, and we have 3-0 in the third set to Gaspar and Al-Kuwari. We can repeat the schedule for the day. At 12 o'clock we have Mauro Agustin Salandro and Sebastian Mauricio Munoz Mar against 2 Swedish players, Isaac Beckman and Max Björkman. At 2 o'clock we have Simon Vasquez playing with Javier Garrido Gomez versus the Spanish team Alberto Molina Dominguez and Ivan Lafonte Navas. At 4 o'clock we have Juan Geronimo Gonzalez Luque and Xavier Ricordazzi, who plays against another Spanish couple, Ruben Rosende Molina and Xavi Rodriguez. And at 6 o'clock we have the highlight of the day, I guess. We have Cayetano Rocafort playing with former tennis legend in Sweden, Jonas Björkman, versus Jorge Nieto Ruiz and Juan Martin Diaz. That's going to be an exciting match, but I think it's going to be exciting paddle throughout the day. So after this match we take a short break and coming back at 12 o'clock. 3-0. Albin to serve. Really good return shot from Gaspar. net, but he just could get it into the court. Nice save from Khalid, but it wasn't enough, and we have 30-0. Nice length on that shot. He was out, he went in, and he went out again, but it wasn't enough. So we have 3-1 in the third set. Gaspar to serve. It's wrong. Second service. When it bounces down and into the fence, it's a fault. Defense from Albin, a great kick from Khalid. That's a nice shot to get the proper bounce and kick to make it go out of the court. 15-0. Straight serve from Gaspar, putting pressure on straight away. And 30-0. Eriksson is trying to defend, needing to win 3 straight balls from here to not go 1-4 down. Nice shot from Khalid, and it leads to 4-1 in the third set. So definitely a big advantage for Khalid and Gaspar at the moment. Coming back from the break, and it's Gustav Eriksson Gurra who's serving Gaspar. They're trailing 1-4. Nice shot, difficult shot for Gaspar, opening it up. Khalid has the right position to be able to defend on that one as well. nice direction on that shot from Gaspar. 0-15. And after looking really good in the first set, taking down the first set. As from the fence bounce, it leads all the way out up on the stands, so it's impossible to save that one. 15. Nice shot from Padel. Very well disguised shot, putting it down to the corner, and it's really difficult to defend. It's long. And we have 50-40 and 2 break balls. Great chance for Gaspar and Alcoari to almost win this match, going for up to 5-1 in the third set would be a super advantage. First ball of 3 saved at 30-40. And they take down the 6th game in the third set and go 5-1 up. Great advantage for Gaspar and Khalid Sadon Alcoari. In the next match, I will have Cayetano Rocafort as my co-commentator. He will help me out with the second match of the day. Looking forward to that, and that will start at 12 o'clock. First, we're going to finish this match. It's not over, but they are in great deficit, the Swedes. Liksom also. Nice shot from Gaspar, showing his class, finding the angle to pass Gustav Eriksson. Tricky for the tall Albin Olsson to get the right angle on that shot. And as Carlos talked about before, he is a lefty. It really goes out and really tricky to defend against out there. And they have 4 match points. It's 0-40. Sorry, 40-0. 40-0. And it's over. And they win the match. And well played, Khalid and Gaspar. I also think the Swedes play really well in the first set. We'll take a short break and we'll look back before the second match of the day, where we will see Isak Bäckman, Max Björkman from Sweden playing against the Spanish couple Mauro Agustin Salandro and Sebastián Mauricio Muñoz